Minister, I too want to welcome you into the House today, and I also want to thank the Fianna Fáil senators in total for introducing this very important matter into the Seanad today. There is no doubt that the post office network is vital to the future prosperity and social cohesion of this country. The numerous calls by different parties and interested groups to support the post office network must be seriously considered, but more importantly, it must see immediate action. The recent announcement of the closure of a number of bank branches has once again brought into focus the importance of post office network to our regional towns and villages. The aforementioned and requested £17 million in the form of a PSO must be urgently considered, and when you weigh up this cost with the potential that the network can offer to sustain and grow these towns and villages, then government must surely act urgently. Many other countries already has been mentioned, with the approval from the European Commission, operate a post office network through a PSO, including France, Italy, Germany, Poland, Finland, Spain, and of course it is a feature of the recently departed network in the United Kingdom. For the bottom line here is the cost of running the 900 or so post offices throughout the country is around £70 million, with a revenue generated of £53 million, creating that shortfall of the aforementioned £70 million and the need for a PSO. If government are serious about rebuilding rural Ireland, the cornerstone must be the post office, for it is true to say that the post office is often the heartbeat of rural Ireland. I know from conversations with Lily O'Mara, postmistress of Ballytor Post Office, that she has seen the knock-on effect of previous closures in nearby villages. Lily will tell you that she can set her clock by her customers, such as the regularity of their visits. This is a very important aspect of the rural post office, as it is almost a health check on the village. Many of those visiting Lily will only have that social interaction now, and rebuilding rural Ireland must ensure that level of social interaction. However, like most well-run businesses, Lily will tell you that it must be more and about transactions as well. Since the very unfortunate closure of Moon and Narramore Post Office, she has seen an increase, thankfully facilitated through a new rural link, village link, that has helped her own business. But she outlines other opportunities to grow the business and provide further justification for assisting the network. I'm sure many members will mention using our post office network for such issues as applying for a driver's licence, for example. Yet recent figures will show, yes, of course, recent figures will show that 80% now apply online, but that still leaves 20% of the population queuing in our local authority offices. Remember, you need an email to apply or reapply for a driver's licence, which brings in other concerns for those without computers, or we still say it, those without any reasonable level of broadband. With very little investment, we could look at passport applications and, of course, expanding the payments and applications for social welfare, given the knowledge the postmistress or postmaster has of their community and who actually live there. One area that I am informed government, and in particular the Department of Social Protection, are looking at since lockdown and the pandemic is how we can streamline the procedures around reporting and dealing with, unfortunately, bereavements. Once again, given the knowledge the postmistress or postmaster has of their locality, as I outlined above, this is a role our post office could expand into. The reporting and facilitating of bereavements and providing a link between the grieving family and various government departments. It is always much better in such sad circumstances to be dealing with somebody you know and somebody that knows you. Our rural future, the rural development policy recently announced by government, includes an aspiration to increase the number of people living in rural areas and increase the number of people in rural areas in employment and indeed self-employment. I would suggest that we cannot have such an aspiration without maintaining an expanded rural post office network. I have been struck by a number of conversations with a number of rural post office operators about the amount of rural business they assist through the services that they currently offer, be that through registered port or indeed parcel services. It would seem to me that rural jobs, their creation and sustainability go hand in hand with the maintenance of a rural network of post offices. Of course, another important point to raise in this debate is the recently announced and proposed closure of various bank branches throughout the state. I am on record of being critical of recent bank policy of directing its customers to machines in the corner, to the embarrassment of bank staff who were always so helpful and excellent in their jobs in the past, but now obviously operating to a new regime. The opposite has always been the case in post office, where the operators and staff recognising those that need assistance and going out of their way to help. In my own area, we are to see 2 closures of bank branches, one in Montrevan and Kilcullen. Mention has been made that the post office will take up any slack. The very future of these towns are dependent on having a financial outlet, and a proposed additional service to be operated by the post office that remain must happen. In a recent online survey I carried out after this announcement, it was our older population and the most vulnerable that were worried that they would be left behind because of such closures. An expanded post office service will assist this fear and can plug the gap that such closures will bring to these towns should these closures proceed. In summary, the post office is a key component, a key piece of infrastructure in all our villages and towns, both from an economic and a social point of view. The network needs and wants to survive. We should push more businesses through the post offices, expand their services. Their operators are keen to assist. For postmisters like Lily O'Mara, they are the cornerstone of their communities. We must ensure that they survive, and not only survive but flourish and grow. They provide employment, they provide community cohesion, and with government support of the network, they can be a cornerstone of a new rural and urban town and village renewal.